Alright, welcome back. Superhero stepped out here. I thought today I would show you the latest group of cards that I'm going to be submitting to PSA with a group bulk sub through these people I found at a card show. They're pretty cool. I have, I don't know, about 75, 80 cards here, and they're running a special this month, and it's $9 for a card to be sent in with 45-day turnaround, which is not bad at all. So I've been buying up cards raw quite a bit lately, and I spent pretty much the past 2 or 3 days going through hundreds of cards, and I pulled out the ones that I want to send. Most of these I'm hoping will be a 10. Some of them I'm not expecting 10 at all, but still they're worth it to get sent in because the prices for the 9s or 8s are not bad. So let's take a look what we have here. I have Kobe White. As everybody knows, he's doing quite well lately. One of the leading candidates for Rookie of the Year. He's coming on strong lately, and there aren't too many of his cards graded right now because he started off, whenever Prism came out back around Thanksgiving, he was not the best rookie out there. So people weren't submitting as many. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of his just base Prisms. Most recent sales, it's March 11th, 2020 right now when I'm filming this. The most recent sales of this card in a 10 on eBay are around $200, which is absolutely ridiculous. So that's mainly because of the hype and how he's doing quite well, and the fact that there are just not many of this card available. There just aren't. So I'm sure that pop report number, whatever it is, I haven't checked, but I'm sure it will be going up quite a bit because everybody's probably sending them in now. So I jumped on, and here's 10 of them that I looked them over. I have lights, and I have this magnifying glass here, this thing with lights that my wife got me, and I examined everything extremely thoroughly, and I think these 10 have a pretty decent shot of getting a 10. So I have this LeBron. This is from the Fanatics, the Optic Fanatics series. It's really cool. They're very cool in person. It's the top bottom centering isn't the greatest, but it's not a bad card, so I figured I'd send it in. I have a few other LeBrons. Here was from the Hoops. I pulled this out of a pack the other day. It's Hoops frequent flyer insert. It's the hollow version. It's really cool. This is such a cool card. It's not numbered or anything, but it's just a really nice card. I have this also I pulled. It's the sticker from the Panini sticker set. As you can see, it's smaller than regular cards, but for $9, I figure why not. It looks nicely centered. I didn't see any marks or anything on it, so give it a shot, see what we got. And then I just have a couple of his base from this year. It's his first Prism in a Lakers jersey. It's a really cool card. It's not the silver, it's just the base, but 3 of them, they're pretty nicely centered here, and I thought I'd send those in. I have another rookie from this year's Prism, Rui Hachimura, the first Japanese-born player in the NBA here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of these that I think should grade pretty well. Excuse the glare. Let me see if I can move this light a touch. But yeah, 9 of these I figure we'd send in and see what we can get. I have some Lonzo Ball here. His Optic rated rookie from a few years ago, and just his Prism. Since he's been playing with Zion, his card prices have just gone through the roof. Like this card in a 10 had been selling for like $40, and now it's like, I don't even know, like $100 or something. And this one's even up there like $30, $40 for a 10. So I think these two, they should grade pretty well. Just a Siku rookie from Hoops. It's just a cool card. It's really nicely centered and all. So Luka, second year, it's not his rookie. This year from Donruss, just his base card from the Donruss. It's a really cool looking card though. So for $9, this is a pretty sweet Giannis insert from Hoops from this year. I busted a few fat packs of Hoops recently, and got some great hits. Most of the good ones are in here. I'll point them out. But this is the Get Out of the Way parallel. It's a hollow. It's such a cool card. It's not numbered, but to be honest, you can't go wrong with that. SGA. He's turning into, as of now, probably the number 3 rookie from last year's class, behind Luka and Trey. That's not on the card. That's just on the card saver here. But I bought a lot of his cards, and this was the best one, so I figured I'd send it in. Got a few Zions here, nothing too huge, just some of his basic hoops. And I pulled all 3 of these out of 2 packs, which was cool. But they're still like, I don't know, it's like $100 if you get a 10 on these. So, I mean, as always, you never expect a 10, you just kind of want a 10, but we'll see what we get. Ja, this is one of the inserts, the tribute from Hoops as well. I have John Collins from a couple years ago, his Prism cards. I bought in the off season last year, I bought several hundred of these cards raw for like $1 a piece. Every time they come up at a good deal on eBay, I buy them raw. And I haven't even had a chance to go through them all. I went through maybe 30 of them or so, and I pulled like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them that seem pretty nicely centered and aren't dinged up or anything. But I still have like, oh God, 150, 200 more to go through. But I don't have the time right now, so I just pulled 5. They're up to, like, the 10s are like $30, $40. So I figured they'll keep climbing. I mean, he's on a horrible team, but he's a great player, and he's got some, got some good potential. Jordan Poole, if he can keep the minutes up, I mean, who knows what'll happen next year whenever Steph Curry and Klay Thompson come back. But, he's shown some potential, so I picked up 2 of his base prisms from this year. It's so hard to find prisms centered. I mean, these seem to be pretty decently centered here. I mean, they make it easy for you to count the little dots on the side of the card, which is almost foolproof where you can measure it, but these aren't bad. Panini needs to do a little work on their quality control of centering. A couple Colin Sexton, he's been picking it up lately, again, pretty decent young talent on a horrible team. Yeah, the Cavs, there's no LeBron on that team anymore, but you never know. He could get traded. He could keep playing well. It doesn't matter if you're on a horrible team if you play well. Look at Trae Young. Like, the Hawks are just about the worst team in the league, and his cards seem to double every 5 minutes. I don't know. Pulled some Landry Shamet. I bought. He's another one of the players that I was targeting in the offseason. I bought just tons and tons of his cards raw. Here's one of his green prism refractors. It's really, really nice card. They're not serial numbered, of course, but it's really cool. And then I pulled. Here's a few of his red, white, and blues. It's just such a cool design. These are maybe $25 right now on eBay for a 10. The green was, I don't know, I think it was like 40 or 50. But, he's with the Clippers, good chance to win the title, you never know. And I think for the future, these could be worth more. And I just sent in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of his base. I still have like 100 to go through, but I'll do those for another sub. And I have some baseball here. Gavin Lux from 2020 series, Top Series 1. Just some base Gavin Lux cards. They're so tough. I've been going through quite a bit of the cards for him and some of the other players, and they're almost always the corner. There's a little ding on it, and that's going to keep you from getting a 10 most of the time anyway. But these 4 here seem pretty sharp. And Yordan Alvarez, again, this throws me every time, this little dot right there, but that's part of the card. Like, whatever it is in the picture. It's not like a print defect or anything, but it's just a cool looking card. So I'm gonna send that one in. These I'm rather, I don't know what to expect from these. It's my first time subbing some junk wax. I bought a huge lot of Oral Hersheisers that were all like just pulled out of a case. His rookie from 85 Tops, which is such a cool design. And, your chances of getting a 10 on anything junk wax are very low because the quality control is horrific and there's just billions of them out there. And they're, like 35, 40 years old now. This card is, it's I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I went through several dozen of these and I pulled the best 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. But hopefully, I mean, the centering's pretty well. They centered pretty well on this one. The top to bottom's not perfect, but take a look at them. I mean, it's not too bad. Some of them, like the next one, you'll see like the printer must have been out of ink when it was made. It looks like there's some spots up there. These I saw on, as you can see right up here. I don't know if it's part of the card because that one has it. That one has it. So these two don't. So I'm not sure how well that'll go, but this one is the one where the ink seems to be a little bit low. It's still like perfect centering, which is that. I mean, you go through 40 or 50 of these cards, and maybe you find 5. You just look for the centering, and then it's like, okay, discard the rest, and then just go from what you find with centering, and then look for other defects. But a 10, if these come back PSA 10, they're like, I don't know, 80, 90 bucks. A 9 is still not bad. It's like $30. So for $9 a piece in the sub, hopefully you'll get at least a 9 on those. Here's another player that I was targeting over the past year with raw cards, Rafael Devers. He's so underpriced, I feel. I mean, the only reason that it's not higher is because it's from Topps, what is it, Series 1 last year? Yeah. Or 2018 Series 1. And if it was from update from that year, you'd be talking numbers potentially like, not Acuna or Soto necessarily, but at least he'd be in the conversation with like Glaber. But I pulled 3 of these. So I have like a couple hundred of these cards that I have to go through, but here's just 3 that I got through for now. All those cards that I showed so far, I'm hoping that they'll grade at maybe a 10, possibly 9. This remaining stack here, I don't have the highest hopes for them getting 10s at all, I don't think. Maybe a 9 would be nice, but again, with the prices at where they are, with 9s for Kobe White, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more of them. With 9s going currently for 50 bucks, obviously it's going to drop as the pop goes up. But if he keeps playing well, I mean, a Trey White 9 is like $80 right now. Or a Trey Young rookie PSA 9 for his Prism is like $80. So you never know. I mean, most likely this card will be $20 in the off season for a 9. But if he starts off well again next year, there's just, I mean, these 9s, I don't know what the issue was on each of them. They look pretty well centered, but most likely it's a corner ding, or it's the back side here is where you usually see the issues. It's the front, almost always with the Prism, you just use a little microfiber cloth and wipe off a fingerprint, and there's not much of an issue. It's the back side where you'll see scratches and who knows what. But it's like 5 more of those. I have here Lonzo Ball. I mean, I had one of these Prisms that I think will go for about, it might get a 10. These I don't think will get a 10. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. I bought several of his cards in the off season when they were dirt cheap, and since he's been playing with Zion, and he's been playing pretty well in his own right, his cards have just they've gone so much higher. So most of these, it's the corner on the back right, the bottom corner. There's one that's a little ding. There's a little ding. As you can see, there's one there. But I mean, maybe you'll get lucky and 1 or 2 of these will pull a 10. You never know. Some of them are off-centered and everything. This one actually looks a little bit off-centered here, left to right. But I'd be happy with a 9. 9s are going for like 30 bucks, $40. And in the last 2, I just have a Ja Basic Hoops rookie, which in a 10 is like 100 and 110, something like that. A 9, I don't know, I haven't seen many 9s, but they're probably at least 25, 30. Those are some sweet sneakers in that card. And then Francisco Lindor, his update rookie from 2015. I'm a big fan of his, and I would not be surprised if this turns out to be his breakout year. He's a superstar now, but this could be even bigger. This card, it's really good. There was a little scratch. I don't know if we can see it on here. It's like right here. There's like a little scratch in the card. So we'll see what we get. All right, so these are the cards. They're all going out. They're going to be sent out. They have to be in by the 24th, next Friday. It's Wednesday, so they have to be where they're going with the guys who are subbing them by a little over a week from now, and then with a 45-day sub. The last one I subbed with them, it took about a month to get logged in from PSA. They just got logged in the other day, and they went out at the beginning of February. So I'm expecting these cards probably are not going to get logged in until sometime. I mean, by the time they get there, it's the beginning of April. By the time they get logged in is May. 45 days business, June, July. So these will probably be back somewhere around 4th of July, and I will let you know what we get graded whenever they come back. But that's all we got for now. All right, bye.